In phonetics and phonology, we are required to transcribe various texts. And as you know that the IPA story, the story of the North Wind and the Sun, which is a resource given by IPA, International Phonetic Association. It's given in the handbook given by the IPA on its website. So that story is an important resource. And whenever you are required to get published the IPA illustration of your regional languages, if it is not already published, then or when it is documented by IPA, then you are required to use this resource, right? So I'm just to introduce that story to you in this session, and then I would also let you know the actual text, right? So it's the IPA story. The title of the story is The North Wind and the Sun, right? And it is there. I read just the story to you. The North Wind and the Sun were disputing which was the stronger when a traveler came along wrapped in a warm cloak. They agreed that the one who first succeeded in making the traveler take his cloak off should be considered stronger than the other. Then the North Wind blew as hard as he could, but the more he blew, the more closely did the traveler fold his cloak around him. And at last, the North Wind gave up the attempt. Then the sun shined out warmly, and immediately the traveler took off his cloak. And so the North Wind was obliged to confess that the sun was the stronger of the two. So this is the story. And you see that it's a short story, but when the story is given, it covers almost all phonemes of a new language, right? Whether consonantal or vocalic, right? And then there are pauses, there are, boundaries, and there is also the intonation. You can cover when you are to transcribe these, sounds, the text actually. Then you can also provide with the differences, with the variation. So this story, when you are to document a new language, you would be required to translate this first. You would be translating this story into your target language, right? So the translation is must. Then you would be phonemically required, because you would be giving those phonemes of the language, that which phoneme is taking place at these, various parts of this text, right? And then you would also be required to phonetically give a transcription of it, which is the third step. And when you provide these three things, the translation, phonemic transcription, and then a phonetic transcription, then you would send the recording to the IPA journal if you are interested. And I'm using this text in this course because the text is popular, the story is popular, and by just attempting to translate it and then also to phonemically and phonetically transcribe the text, you would be learning the transcription, both phonemic and then phonetic.